I'm going to turn this bug zapper right here, 5,000 won bug zapper, aka $5 in American money, into a high voltage power supply. And no, I'm not going to just do the wire, I'm actually going to do a slight mod, which you will want to stay tuned for. Okay, so normally when you short the bug zapper, it will produce reasonably good arcs. Now, we're going to make it a high voltage power supply and also try to increase those arcs just a bit. I have an idea. It might not work, but I'm going to try. It has worked before, so I'm going to try it. So we're going to try that. So what you're going to have to do for that, you're going to have to unscrew all of these screws. Once you do that, it should just come apart, and I'll show you what to do. By the way, if you see things like changing orientation, that's because I am ambidextrous, so I might have to like change my position a little bit. I'm ambidextrous, which meaning I can use both hands equally. So if like you see the screwdriver on like one side or the other or like cutting different ways, it's not because different people are doing it, it's because I'm ambidextrous. So yeah, for example, right now I'm unscrewing with my left hand, but I can also do it with my right hand if I wanted. Once you take it, then it should just come apart. Make sure you have the batteries open for this step. Batteries out, and it's just charged. So you can press down the button with the batteries out and put something in the grid, and if there's no spark, you're safe. Okay, then, once we're inside, we're going to have to find which wires go where. So, we can just cut off the wires to the grid. These grids I like to keep, so you just want to cut off the wires a little bit. Like right here, you can just tie larger wires on or solder them, whatever. I don't like to solder. It's just more work. Like this. Okay, these are really... Come on. You can make them thicker if you want to. I probably will, because you know me. You can short... If there's two blue wires, or like two wires on one side that go up to the grid, you can just short those out, because those will be the same connection. Most likely. If that doesn't work, then you have to unshort them. But normally you can just short these out. Then you can take the grid out, and you can solder some wires on, or tie. Now you're going to need a little length of wire like this and a little 3,000 volt capacitor. I actually got this out of another bug zapper. They almost all of them have it, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that little blue thing, that's a 3,000 volt cap. What you want to do is you want to cut the wire almost exactly in half, as close to it as possible. And then you want to tie those leads onto the capacitor and hook that up in parallel with the output here. So you want to tape it up like this, and then you want to insulate the circuit board because you do not want arcing, and that can very well happen. So you want to insulate the circuit board, and you just wrap it in electric tape, which should do a good enough job at insulating. You just get a large piece like this, and then you wrap it around. Okay. Okay, then you want to strip these wires off, just like this. You could do it with your hand, like this, if you're very, very careful. I'll just leave this one unused for now. This other one right here, I will just cut it if it has a problem. Actually, I'll just tape it back just in case I need to use it. I'm not really sure. I have used one of these bug zappers, but I can't really think about what I did. I think I used that one, but I'm just going to be, just to be safe. By the way, you don't tape up here because that's where you need to make your connections. So I'll just tape this one back like this. There's not enough voltage to jump through this insulation of electrical tape, so it should be good. Then you take your 3 kilovolt capacitor and you just hook it up. There's no polarity on these things normally, on the ones from the bug zapper. I don't know if yours does. It almost certainly won't because I've never had one that did. But if it does have a polarity, it should have it marked, so don't have to worry about that. If it looks like mine, it won't, so just hook it up. Either way, doesn't really matter. You can test it before you put everything together to make sure it works. So, just like that. Now we're going to put our batteries in, and we're going to test. This is very, very dangerous testing like this, so you need to be very, very careful. Okay, okay, I need to cut back a little bit on the tape here, because it's going a little bit too far and it's controlling where the button is. Okay, I do not want to touch anything while the battery's in, so I'm just going to play it safe here. These can give you a good jolt, and they actually could be lethal, so don't touch the output. If you're going to make this, you're never going to touch the output. You promise me, and you're not going to touch the output, then you can make it. If if you touch any living creature with this, I will not like you anymore. Okay, we're going to do a quick little test. First, we'll just turn it on for a second. And if it works, then we'll turn it on for longer. Okay, it works. Hell yeah. Doesn't work as well as the last one did, I think. But it's pretty good. Oh yeah, it definitely is. I think the voltage is not quite as high, but I think the rate of arcing is higher than the last time I made it. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, now that we have a success, we can do a bit more taping, and then we can put the whole thing back together. That is a really, really high voltage. That's very, very satisfying. This is definitely, you can make a weaker taser with this. The arcs don't jump as well as they could, so you can't really make a taser with this thing, but I guess you could. Oh, wait a minute. I should remove the bleed off resistors, because those things, I don't want them. For beginners, you want to keep these, and even for non-beginners, you want to keep these, but for me, I'm a professional here, so I'm going to take them out. So just, okay, I got the resistors cut out. I'm going to show you another demonstration, then I'm going to put everything together. You can do other things to, like, increase the voltage and other crap, but this is a basic power supply. You can modify it as long as you don't touch it, but if you touch it, it's not my fault, it's yours, so don't play that game with me. That is some really high voltage. I cut out the resistors, like I said. Now we can put it back together, I believe, but we need to do a bit more taping. But yeah, we've succeeded on making a high voltage power supply out of a bug zapper. It's really high voltage, probably lethal. This probably won't kill you, but for safety, you don't want to touch this. Because I've been shocked by these things before, and they give you a really good jolt, especially when they go across the heart. Then it's like possibly lethal. I've never had it go across my heart, so that's why I'm not dead. Okay, so peace out, guys. Actually, not peace out yet. You can end the video if you want, because the power supply is done. But now all we need to do is put it back together. We almost forgot to solder positive and negative high voltage leads. So if you get this right, you should be able to put the positive and negative right. So, crap. You just, after you solder or tape your leads on, you just want to tape over them for added insulation. This is a very, very cool mod. You can also power this off of like a few volts from the wall. Not like obviously wall current, but like just a couple volts from the wall. If you get the positive and negative wrong, it's fine. But if you're going to charge capacitors, you got to get this right. If you're going to charge like electrolytics and things. No, we're basically done. We're just going to put it back together and show a demonstration. Big mistake. We need to put that button back. Actually, I had to cut off a little bit of the tape because it wouldn't really fit right. By the way, if you ever see me in real life, it's like, and you want me to help you open something or something, don't hand me a knife. Like, just don't, because I'm going to end up, like, hurting somebody. Like, I'm dangerous with a knife. I always screw things up, and I cut myself all the time, and I bleed all over the floor, and it's just, ugh. Knife is not for me. Okay, anyway, we're basically done. We just need to tape a little bit more here because I had to cut open the tape a little bit. So we just need to tape around the entire thing, but we're basically done. I'm going to show you a massive, huge arc now. Is that Corona on the tip? Oh, look at that. So that's ridiculously powerful. Now we're going to power a fluorescent tube, or try. So I got to take these little tape off the end of the fluorescent tube, because that's not going to help. Okay, you have this fluorescent tube here, it's just a little fluorescent light without a ballast. Now, hook it up to the bug zapper leads, and now it's a high voltage power supply. I can start calling it that now. Okay, hopefully this works. Hell yeah. Oh, that's really cool. That's awesome. And you gotta agree with that. That is just awesome. Okay. Peace out, guys. This is how you make a high voltage power. I'm just going to show you a massive electric arc, I guess, for the thumbnail, because everybody wants to see electric arcs. So, let me push the thing up. I really feel scared touching this. Capacitors can really stay charged for a while, especially if you cut out those resistors. Anyway, I'll show you a big arc. God, that's really powerful. You could even increase it more than this, but I'm not gonna. You could add a multiplier and get 10,000 volts or more, but I'm not gonna. I like my high current arc. You won't get high current with that. More dangerous though, so if you're gonna make this, probably make a multiplier. Or just don't make it, it's like super dangerous. You probably should even use a chicken stick, to be honest. Anyway guys, peace out. Say make a high voltage power supply.